I've received a few death threats from Irish people. But that's just their way of telling you they love you.
Do it now.
No. So I was working, interestingly enough, I ended up with a weird thing. So when I auditioned for the part, they said they wanted them to be Irish, but they weren't married to the idea. And they said, if you're not Irish, absolutely under no circumstances should you attempt an Irish accent. And I was like, I'm going to do an Irish accent. So sometimes being bold works. So I got it, but I sent all the lines to my friend Sarah, who's Irish. So she sent me back some voice notes saying all the lines with her accent, and I just did my best to pick up on all of it, and then I sent her me speaking with it, and I said critiques, and she kind of gave me notes. So she was my unofficial dialect coach when I was just preparing for the audition. And then when we did the show, they got me a dialect coach who was a fellow who lives in Northern Ireland, and we would Skype together for maybe 2 or 3 hours, like in hour-long sessions each time. Whenever I'd get a new script, we'd go over all the lines and try and figure something out. But I think what we ended up with in the end was some kind of, I've been told that all of the sounds that I make are sounds that an Irish person would make, but that they were all from kind of different regions, which is interesting. It's sort of like, it'd be kind of like I was doing, I don't know, like, let's call it like a New York, Texas hybrid, you know what I mean? Like, so kind of like, yeah, Irish people do say all those things, but no one Irish person says all of those things, because it doesn't make sense. So it's always funny learning that about yourself. But you know, I gave it an attempt. It was hard. It was fun. I'd do it again, but I'd probably make some adjustments next time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Hello. I was just wondering if you have any future plans in any shows or movies or anything coming up?
Do I have anything coming up?
Yes.
No. I wish. It's one of those funny things. It's been a really tough year. I'd say woe is me, but it's actually been a tough year for a lot of my friends too. There just seems to be a bit of a landscape shift where it's hard to get work right now. And these things, these waves tend to come and go. I had a good run for a long time of constant work for, probably about 7 or 8 years. So this is just me playing catch up for a bit. But there's a lot of things. There's pokers in the fire. There's things going on, but I don't have any official projects to announce or anything. I suppose I did a movie a couple years ago that still hasn't come out, which probably isn't a good sign for that movie. But technically, there may be something you could watch me in coming up. So,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. If that movie ever comes to fruition, I'll be sure to post about it. It's just one of those things, like somebody writes a great script and you get a bunch of people together and you shoot it and everything's good, and then a few years later it's still not out because movies are really hard to make, especially indies, and they can just get caught up forever in post-production because post-production is expensive, weirdly enough. So cameras, everything, shooting the thing is cheaper than it's ever been. But if you want like sound design that really elevates your film, that's expensive. A lot of money needed. Do we have a question over here?
Hi.
Hi.